Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Katharine, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my spring and summer music playlist. All of the songs that I have listed in this playlist are going to be on YouTube Music. I do pay for YouTube Premium, which not only gets you no ads on YouTube videos, but it also gets you a subscription to YouTube Music, which is great. And I will list this specific playlist down in the description of this video down below. And I am excited just to show you what songs I have on this playlist. I don't have any specific song choices that I put on here. It's like not all one genre of music. There's some country, there's some pop, there's some oldies, there's like a good mix of different songs in this playlist. I have about 100 songs on this playlist. Of course, that's gonna grow as, you know, the summer and springtime goes on and as the years pass as well. So this is just a decent number of songs on this playlist that I thought I would start out with. And the reason why I say that they don't have like a specific genre or category, it's just because a lot of these just remind me of summer. There's like no specific order or reasoning behind any of these song choices. It's just that when I hear these specific songs, it just reminds me of summer. And I think a lot of these songs are more upbeat, more happy, I like to call them, and that's the reason why they're on this list, because when I think of like songs for the spring and summer, I think of upbeat songs, happy songs, songs that will make my mood get a little bit more upbeat. That's why I chose upbeat songs, so that my mood is more upbeat. But anyway, let's get into this and let's see what I have on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and screen record this on my phone so that you can see the specific songs that I have on this playlist. This playlist I actually named Brighter Days Ahead because I didn't want to name it like a spring or summer playlist, because first of all, I find that kind of bland and boring, and second of all, like, spring and summer are two different seasons and I didn't know which season to call it by. I mean, I guess I could have named it spring/summer, but I wanted to go with a very unique, creative name, so I named it Brighter Days Ahead because spring and summer tend to be more sunny and warm out. So let's get into this. Starting off with, of course, the one and only Jonas Brothers. I have Waffle House and Wings, and then also Leave Before You Love Me, which it also features Marshmello. And then we get into Sabrina Carpenter. I wouldn't say that I'm like a huge Sabrina Carpenter fan, but I do like some of her music and like her voice. I don't know why I think of summer or spring when I listen to her, but maybe it's because she's like very like sultry. I don't know if that's the correct terminology for her voice, but she has this very like smooth type, upbeat in a way type of a voice. It's not very like melancholy. I don't know how else to describe her voice. Like, I tend to hear her voice and think of like, wow, she has a very like soothing, upbeat voice. Like sometimes when I hear upbeat songs, like sometimes they can be really annoying because they seem almost forced, where she doesn't seem forced at all. Anyways, I have Please 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 by her, Taste, Bad Chem, Espresso, and Juno. And then on the same note, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. I am not a Swiftie, but I do like some of her stuff. And some of her music does remind me of summer. In particular, it reminds me of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't know if you've read any of those books or watched the TV series, but they actually featured some of Taylor Swift's songs like in the TV series that they made about the books. So that's why a lot of the songs on some of her playlists or some of her albums, I should say, not playlists. On some of Taylor Swift's albums remind me of summer because the songs that were in the summer I Turned Pretty were by her. So I have Sweet Nothing, Paper Rings, Lover, Daylight, Cruel Summer, Invisible String, and August. And then I also just recently discovered Forrest Frank. He's a Christian singer, and he sings a lot of like very like upbeat, like modern type Christian music. And I have Good Day, Up, Sunrise by him on here on this playlist. I also have 2 songs by Harry Styles. Again, not like a huge Harry Styles fan, but I do like some of his music. And I have As It Was and Watermelon Sugar. And as you can see, I have here a lot of songs by Surfaces. I don't know why, but Surfaces is like the artist of the summer for the past few summers for me. I don't know what it is. They literally just have a sound to them I can't even describe. But when you listen to one of their songs, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I have Come With Me, Sheesh, Keep It Gold, Palm Trees, Bloom, Horizons, Take It Easy, Remedy, Sunday Best, Wave of You, 24/7, 365, Heaven Falls, Fall on Me, Loving, Grace, and This View, and Lazy, and lastly, Good Day. And then I have 2 songs by this artist called Lost Boy Crow. This is the first time that I've heard of them, and when I heard them, like, it was on like the recommended songs little section on the bottom of like the playlist when I was creating it, if you know what I mean. And I listened to these 2 songs and I was like, yep, adding these to the playlist because they sound like summer. One is called Candy Wine and Strawberry Sunscreen. And then we're getting into like the miscellaneous like pop section of this playlist. These are like in no particular order other than that they're like somewhat in the pop genre. And these songs kind of just remind me of summer and springtime. I have Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey. Of course, it literally has summertime in the title. I have Sunroof by Nikki Yor and Hey Daisy. Here With Me by D4. I don't even know. It looks like David, but has D4VD. But anyway, that song I have on there. I have Lil Boo Thing by Paul Russell. Numb by Marshmello and Khalid. That's So True by Gracie Abrams. Coast by Haley Steinfeld. Sail Away by Lovely the Band. Golden Hour by JVKE. I think that's how you pronounce their artist name, but not too sure. Stargazing by Miles Smith. Seaside Demo by Seb. I think that's how you pronounce it as well. Please forgive me for mispronouncing some of these names if I am. Next, I have Deathbed, Coffee for Your Head by Paufu and Be Bad Doobie. Again, if I'm mispronouncing this, please correct me in the comments. I have Super Lonely by Benny. I have ILY or I Love You Baby by Surf Mesa. I have Sunroof by Nikki Yor. I also have Adamame by BBNO $. Don't even know how to pronounce that phonetically other than spelling out the actual letters. I then have I Fly by Bazzi. Heat Waves by Glass Animals. Riptide by Vance Joy. Better Days by Naked. I think that's how you pronounce that. Ordinary by Alex Warren. Little Talks by Of Monsters and Men. Sunshine by One Republic. I Like That by Bazzi. The Shade by Rex Orange County. Strawberry and Sunscreen by Lost Boy Crow and Aviv. Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. Dancing on a Sunny Day by Benjamin Ingrosso. Beautiful Mistakes by Maroon 5 and Megan Thee Stallion. Not a big fan of Megan Thee Stallion, but I do like her on that song. I have Summer Feelings by Lynn and Stella. And now we're on to like the country section of this playlist. I'm a huge country music fan, and I love all types of country music, like the pop country, old country. So I have a few country songs on this list. I have a few Morgan Wallen songs. One is Cowgirls, Seven Summers, Sand in My Boots, and then I have some Rascal Flatts, Banjo, and Summer Nights, hence why it's on the summer playlist. It's literally called Summer Nights. I also have a few by Blake Shelton, God's Country, and Sangria. I also have a couple by Jake Owen, Barefoot Blue Jean Night, and Beachin'. I also have a couple by, or a few by Kenny Chesney, Save It for a Rainy Day, American Kids, and Summertime. Again, another song with the word summer or summertime in it. And then I have a Dan and Shay song called Heaven and Back, Miles on It by Marshmello and Kane Brown, I Was on a Boat That Day by Old Dominion, Fast Car by Luke Combs, Chicken Fried by Zac Brown Band, Dirt Road Anthem by Jason Aldean, Where the Green Grass Grows by Tim McGraw, Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue by Toby Keith, She Had Me at Heads Carolina by Cole Swindell, Round Here by Florida Georgia Line, Dancing in the Country by Tyler Hubbard, who was once a part of Florida Georgia Line, and on to like the oldies type section of this playlist, I have Dancing in the Moonlight. This is like a very remixed version of the original Dancing in the Moonlight. This one is by Jubal. I think that's how you pronounce this artist's name. I also have Come and Get Your Love by Redbone, Take It Easy by the Eagles, Listen to the Music by the Doobie Brothers, The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, Lovely Day by Bill Withers, Dreams also by Fleetwood Mac, and then Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. I love Fleetwood Mac. I've been told that I look like the main singer in Fleetwood Mac. I think her name's Stevie Nicks. Tell me if that's correct, because if I do look like her, that's like a total compliment. But yeah, that is my spring and summer playlist on YouTube Music. This is not sponsored by YouTube Music. I literally pay for YouTube Premium, and with YouTube Premium, I get YouTube Music. So not sponsored whatsoever. I just wanted to show you like what I was having on my playlist for my spring and summer. For me, like getting in the mood for a certain season or for a certain time in my life, I really like to have certain songs that I'm listening to because it gets me in the mood for that specific season or specific time in my life. Because when I hear certain songs on like the radio or like when I'm listening to YouTube Music, certain songs will remind me of certain places that I've visited or certain places that I've lived or certain memories that I've had of doing certain things. So I always like to make playlists for certain times in my life so that when I listen to these certain songs in the future, I can look back at a particular point in my life and like reminisce, I guess. I know that kind of makes me feel old or makes me seem like I'm old, but I don't care. I love music. I think music really makes a difference in people's lives and really sets the mood for things. But if you do want to add this playlist to your spring and summer, please go ahead and add it because it's linked down in the description below. Especially if you do have YouTube Music, it's easy. I did make the playlist public so that you could see it and, you know, listen to it throughout the spring and summer. If you think I should add any songs on this playlist, please let me know because I'm always looking to add new songs to what I'm listening to. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!